problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I said you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want.
Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he is out of bounds here on the return.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Ready, 55 to Mike. Check, 55 to Mike. Watch the run. They're running it. Yep, go back. We got one.
They'll run on first down. McDowell. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. There to stop him, Juwan Bentley. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
61. Matchbox, right. He's checking. Crash. Ready, go.
2nd and 5. Complete to Bryant. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 30.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Switch. Go! I got it. 34's the mic. 34's the mic.
Now a give, right side. McDowell, he'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
Absolutely.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
SOS. Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55.
Ready, go.
2nd and 4. Gets this one to Hill. That second down play nets a -4.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Switch.
They'll look to throw here. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up 4th.
Results in a 4th down.
Now Jason Sanders for the field goal try. From the right hash. This from 45 yards away. And Sanders pulled it. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
The tackle made by J.M. Brown. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 38-yard line.
Coming this way. Here we go.
To throw on 2nd down. Harkins. And incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Yards to go.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Kill.
Operating from the gun. Harkins. And that is incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Lions will take over.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they were in field goal range the last time out but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down. On 1st down, McDowell. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. All told, it's an even 30 and a 1st down. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the 1st quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there.
And this time they're able to bottle him up as he'll stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 37-yard line.
On 2nd down, McDowell. Now the ball comes loose, and the Packers pick it up. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Result of the play, 1st down and 10.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the 1st quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Ready. Come to Andrews. Check. Walk 54. Hey, let's go.
On 3rd down, Harkins. Throw left side complete. That's Horton. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the 1st. We're scoreless after 1. On now is the Packers punter, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it's a 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. On 1st down, Perkins. And this is complete. It's Allen. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Keenan Allen, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And it's now a 7-0 game. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a 1st down. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll let it go deep for Foster. And that is incomplete. Took a shot. On 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Intended for Robert Foster. Marcus Williams on the coverage.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
No. Undercrunch. Check 31.
They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Like a freight train there, Derek Nottie with a sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down again.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
And take it right on the 30. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. First down carry for Henry. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy 1st down conversion. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
How about that? Defensive coordinator, perfectly in sync, dials up a blitz. And the man in the middle, he's the one who gets home.
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Back to throw. Perkins. And the pressure gets to him again. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. He'll drop to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, arguably, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down. On 1st and 10, Perkins. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Throwing on first down. Perkins. Caught by Allen. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. 2nd and 3. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
On first down, Perkins. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. He's going to wind up and air it out. This is caught inside the 15. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. From the gun, Perkins. Touchdown, Packers. Keenan Allen as the first half is winding down. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Looking to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's 2nd and 8. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
They need stops to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3-score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to seal.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation allows him to get home.
And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. He's going to air one out. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. It's a big play there for the Lions. And even 40 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Check. Wow.
2nd and 6. He's got it to Williams. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. He'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Don't let him breathe. Play that tight deep. Don't let him breathe, defense. 25, check 25, check 25. Protein spill. Mike, 34. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. Mike, 34. No.
They're going to try and throw.
Ready?
He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 27 yards, a big play there on fourth. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
They'll keep it on the ground. McDowell. And they'll get this down to the 10. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a first and goal.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Alert 3. Shoot!
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. And the ball situated at the 9, second and goal. They'll keep it on the ground. Castle. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
It's third down and goal to go.
51 to Mike, boy, 51. Man, let's get that ball again. Let's get that ball. Ready, go!
They'll look to throw on third and goal. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up fourth. Sanders' kick is good, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think at any moment I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. To throw on third down. Perkins. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fielded at the 20. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. A big play there for Detroit. 41 yards. That was a fantastic job of keeping that play alive. He had a chance to tuck it. I thought he might.
They work on those situations all the time. This is coached, being able to keep your eyes downfield, keep the play alive, and not automatically run with the football. How about that lesson absorbed, and it turned into a big play?
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They'll drop to throw. This is caught by Williams. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to...
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
Don't go this way. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll run it again with Henry. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. A lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him. Now, that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge 4th quarter stop? 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the 1st down as well. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner. And there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Looking to throw. Perkins. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Taken in at the 11. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game.
Let's go. Let's go.
So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
66. Bullet high. Alpha. Ready.
Back to throw here. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Kenny Moore. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give them 7 there on the first down carry. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming.
Check 4.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. On now is the Packers punter. He's been terrific so far. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for the Packers, it's a win that was long overdue as they move to 1-6 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lap. Whole squad all dressed in all black. Every single last one of them got my back. Hey, 20 of us, that's 20 goons. And ice cream whip, triple school. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna blame me.